Holy moly. Alright. So I just had an interview with Virginia Tech for a research tech position. I don't know if I'm going to get it, but I feel like I did okay. I just wanted to tell you guys some of the questions they asked in case that's ever like a position that you're thinking about applying for, which I highly recommend. I got the advice about a month ago that one of the biggest things that they recommended from DVM that I'm shadowing is to try to get a job at the college. Because if you get a job at the college, you can meet all kinds of people, get an awesome letter of recommendation, and meet awesome people. One of the biggest things I can't stress to anyone is make connections. I try to tell my husband this, but he doesn't want to do it. But get little business cards with like your name, your number, your email, and like a picture of you, like, you know, and have those, because you never know who you're gonna meet. Like, we were at Busch Gardens over in October, and we just met somebody standing in line. Now, granted, they weren't anybody like worth giving a business card to, but you never know who you're gonna meet. So if I could, have this job, I'm just gonna like start hanging around the Dean of Admissions office with like bagels and just be like, oh, here, my name's Sarah, and just meet people, go to the cafeteria and just sit down with people and start talking. So you never know. It's all you need is one person to just be like, let her in, and then you're in, So anyway, so they called, there's 4 people on the board. It was a phone interview. They didn't make me drive all the way to Blacksburg, which is awesome. And so they started asking me a couple questions. I don't remember all of them off the top of my head. One of the ones that they asked, do you have research experience with animals? They asked, do you work better by yourself or in groups? They asked, what if you had 2 coworkers who were gossiping about each other to you, how would you handle it? They asked if I had any experience with like lawnmowers and tractors and trailers, and they asked me if about how I feel about animal euthanasia, because a lot of animal research ends in euthanasia, depending on what's going on. They asked me what I thought research tech responsibilities would be. So definitely do your research. I went on the American Association of Laboratory Animal Sciences website and looked up a bunch of stuff. I actually found this kids website that talked about like animal research. Random, but I learned more from that website, because you don't need to know all these crazy, like, you don't need like a PhD level of like research, but it just taught me like what responsibilities are, gave me a vocabulary list that I didn't read, but I did print it out. They asked me what I thought that I would bring to their facility, like what if they hired me. They asked me if I've ever had to deal with a difficult person and how I handled it. They asked me what else? I don't know. So, and then they asked me if I had any questions. So I asked, full disclosure, I got arrested when I was like 22. I'm 29. And it was stupid. I was giving discounts at Home Depot for stuff, and then I got arrested, petty theft. So they asked me that. So I fully disclosed that. And then one of my questions was, will my arrest disqualify me? And they said no, which is awesome. I asked how much they typically pay. I asked when I would know if I got it. They said by Friday. It's Tuesday. I asked, what else did I ask? I don't know. But at the end, I told them I want this job. I want this job more than anyone they're applying. I don't care Who's applying? I want this job more than them. I know that for a fact. So make sure that they know that. They asked me when my husband's school starts, which he has a clinical for his last semester. They asked me when I could start. I told them all I would need is to give them 2 weeks to my current employer. So that was it. But I highly, highly, highly recommend getting involved with your dream school. Now, if you're not lucky enough to get in the area of your dream school, what are you going to do? But get involved with a college, because in the end, when you're applying to school, you're not going to care what school you get into, as long as you get into a school. So there's some schools that I'm just not going to apply to, mainly because all of the requirements are different, which I think is stupid. But I know that my top two schools are University of Tennessee and Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech coming first. And that's because for me, I want to be a livestock vet. That's what I want to get involved in. So I want to go to a school that's in a rural area. I mean, granted, I'm sure a lot of them, University of Florida is another one that's near where I'm from. But, so anyways, so if you're thinking about going to vet school, and you can, try to apply for a job. Highly recommend it. So I'll let you guys know if I get the job or not. Super pumped. Alright, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.